Good morning, everyone. Early start, as I said. Keep an eye on my Instagram today because something's going on. So you can see I'm in the car. The question is, am I going north? Am I going south? Am I going east? Or am I going west? Clearly I haven't got a good sense of direction, but yeah, north, east, south, west. Where you reckon I'm going? You'll find out very soon. Right, it's not going well. I've got part of the way, but absolute nightmare. I've managed to break down. The car's just conked out, so I've had to try and call the AA. So they should be on the way somewhere.
Right, did you call the AA?
I did call the AA. Ale and audio.
That's right, my friend. Young professionals have turned up. Go on, get in there.
It's the AA. Don't judge, it's just been Christmas. So I'm Jimbo. I'm the host of the Ale and Audio podcast. So I'm here with the Angel of the North. How are you doing, Angel of the North? The real Angel of the North is right there. How are you doing? Is this the big secret? Is this what we're doing? I mean, it's nearby, isn't it? We had to call and stop.
We near the tomb.
Look at the sky. Look at it round here. This is the northeast.
Yeah, it's also thick black ice and I've got flat old trainers on. It's just loads of fun.
The Ale and Audio podcast started in 2020. Just before that, though, that's when I actually set up my Instagram account. Like many people, my first sort of trip into craft beer was actually through a beer subscription service, Beer 52. I was already into real ales and cask beer and stuff like that. So obviously, then starting to try things through Beer 52 and so on. I wanted kind of somewhere to document it, so I set up an Instagram account like a lot of people did. Called it Ale and Audio because it was obviously going to be about beer, and I thought, what else might I use it for? Well, I've always been into podcasting, radio, things like that. So I thought, well, Ale and Audio, there you go. And then started kind of recording very short little experimental kind of episodes, really using a feature that Spotify had at the time called the music and talk feature, where you could kind of have music in a podcast, which was quite new at the time because and quite unique because it's not really easy to include music into podcasts because of the copyright issues and so on, but Spotify were letting you use their library. So I started experimenting, kind of just recording a bit about the beers that we're drinking and then playing a bit of music as well. That soon developed into me stumbling upon a community of pub shed owners and home bar owners who obviously at the time during COVID a lot of people had kind of established their own home bars and pub sheds because they couldn't go to the pub, and it's something I really wanted to do myself, and it certainly gave me a lot of inspiration to do the same. This place was supposed to be a home office, but it was ended up being a pub shed, so that's what happened, and I found all these pub shed people and home bar owners who seem to also have a big love of sort of craft beer as well. So then I sort of started to pick out different people in the community and talk about them on the podcast, and then suddenly the audience of listeners grew because it was somewhere where you could come listen to, hear about other people's pub sheds, but also the beers they were drinking and so on. And over time, it just sort of snowballed and developed, and we had other contributors joining us. So, we had Andy and Dave right at the start. They joined and said, can we come and join and talk on the podcast? That became a weekly thing. And it just went from there, really. And, the audience grew, the pub shed community itself and the beer lovers associated that sort of grew around it. We started to have loads of meetups, so we've organised various meetups across the UK. We've had plenty in Sheffield, which is where the Ale and Audio podcast is based. And yeah, it's just turned into something amazing. I've constantly speak to people who say that the community of pub sheddies, home bar owners, beer lovers has been so supportive for people through quite difficult times. It's been a difficult few years with things like the cost of living crisis. People can't go out as much, or wanted to might not be able to go out as much as they wanted to, and maybe a lot of people kind of my age as well. I know our listenership is kind of around my age and upwards, and slightly younger as well. A lot of people that age, they've got family, they've got kids, they can't always get to the pub quite as easy as what they used to. I think having this community has been brilliant. I'm chuffed and honoured that people use the podcast as kind of a bit of a mouthpiece, a bit of a tool to kind of send messages, communicate with each other, have a bit of a laugh. The podcast is full of silly games. We're open to contributors. We like people getting in touch and suggesting ideas. We get people on. We have interviews. We do chats. We do beer industry expert interviews. All sorts of different stuff. Lots of funny games and features, and of course all the great music as well. And it just seems to bring people together, and it's become like a bit of a Friday thing as well. Looking forward to getting through to the end of the week, and then the podcast comes on. Bang. Off we go, and we always have a Friday anthem, and obviously that's where we decided to get the name for our first ever podcast collab brew, Gimme Some, with Overtone, which is just amazing. So we are on our way to Glasgow, and with Pablo Disco Bar.
Hello.
So yes, obviously people will know now. We've been keeping this a secret for a while, but by the time you're watching this, we'll have been and done everything that we said we were going to do, or that we were keeping secret, so we can kind of talk about it now. But yeah, we've done as we're speaking, we're on our way to Overtone to do a collaboration brew. This is Thursday at time recording. The brew day is tomorrow on Friday, so we're making the most of it, and we're going to explore Glasgow, hopefully see Cammy from the K52 MPD as well, who's planning on meeting us, show us around some of his favourite haunts in Glasgow. But Pablo, this has been a long time in the making, hasn't it?
Yeah, just a bit. Our first ever thought, let's get a brew done for the Ale and Audio podcast. I'm sure we can make it happen. And contacted Overtone on the 4th of July, which is 20 weeks ago. So it's been a long time in the making. Quite a few conversations and a little bit of discussion backwards and forwards, trying to get a brew date organised, trying to get Overtone to agree to it in the first place. To be fair, it was a unanimous yes from the whole of the Overtone team. It's took basically months. But initially, I started the conversation with James because I got on quite well with James. I messaged James just saying, look, let's have a serious conversation. I'd like to do a collaboration brew. Overtone's always been about music and beer and how the two combine together. Their beers are usually named off the back of a song, musically inspired. The O button on the back of the can is an abstract take from 90s dance music in the shape of an O for Overtone. So they're basically Overtone, all about music and beer, and now the two go perfectly together. That's exactly what the podcast is. So I said we wanted the same thing, so let's combine, let's do a collaboration beer, let's make it happen. To my surprise, it didn't tell us something that starts with an F and ends an off. They actually said, yeah, let's do it. The whole team are excited about it. Unanimous yes, let's make it happen. But we can't do it because we've got a few things like their 5th birthday, for example. So we had to get a lot of that out of the way first. But yeah, we'll definitely do it. And then we just sort of got to the point where we're agreeing when we're going to do a brew date. And then James left Overtone. So at that point, I thought, oh, great, there's that gone. But luckily, he had a chat with Daniel, head brewer. And it was all right. It's back on, and here we are.
Yeah. I mean, at this stage, we're going up. We've floated names around for ideas of the beer. We know we need to have some sort of music theme if we can, because that's what a lot of
beers are anyway. They're named after songs and things like that, aren't they? Or
they are. The songs are basically songs of bands.
So we thought we need to do something like that. So and obviously a lot of our podcast episodes are named after songs as well, but we change it for beer names and things like that. So we've got ideas, and we're just going to go today and tomorrow and Friday on the brew day, as well as get involved in the brewing the beer. We just had to chat about that, really, don't we, and make some decisions. It's been really difficult to decide on some of that, but we do know what at this point we've been told that we're brewing 7% IPA.
Yes,
that's what we know. We did know the hop profile because they were going to do something else, weren't they? When we had the hop profile, but since they've said it's actually going to be a 7% IPA, which I think works because that's a good sort of. I think everyone will get on with that really well. And obviously being below the 8% might keep the cost down for any other people who are buying it as well a little bit more than the 8. So we don't really know the hop profile at the time of recording this. So I'm excited to see what that could be.
Yeah, I'm hoping it stays the same as what was outlined. Originally we were looking at it sort of 8% plus dipper. So I'm hoping the hops are the same as what was suggested for that. We're just bringing the ABV down and the sort of style down, basically.
By the way, he was really getting into it. He's not bothered in the end, but he was good.
Yeah, I just thought, I've never been on a brew day before. I've never been when somebody's been brewing a beer, so you just always see all the wellies lined up whenever you go on the tap room on the brewing side. You think, all right, okay, do we need wellies? But I don't know if that's more towards the sort of end clean-up stage of when you're checking and taking the fluids out of the tank, basically. I got a bit excited about that side of things.
Yep. So tomorrow, Friday, we will be at Overtone brewing a beer. Really looking forward to meeting the team at Overtone as well. Just talking to them more about the podcast, obviously Ale and Radio as well. We're going to have a great day in Glasgow. Cammy sent me a big list of bars. I mean, Cammy's the person to go to. We could Google it and we could be there forever looking herself and trying to work it out. Pablo's in the wrong lane. Wrong lane, Pablo. Just coming and having the day out is a fun bit as well, isn't it? You know, the brew day is going to be amazing.
Yeah, it's just a crack. It'll always be a good memory. It'll always be, remember when we did that.
Never been to Scotland, never been to Glasgow. This is a great opportunity and I'm looking forward to it.
The podcast itself is recorded in a 6x8 foot pub shed. This is what it is. I came in here probably about a year and a bit into recording the podcast, maybe a bit longer than that, but originally I was kind of recording in a spare room, and obviously, you know, featuring all these different pub sheds, and Andy and Dave were recording from their pub sheds. I felt I needed to be a bit more authentic, and I thought, we're moving in here, will it work? Will I have the space? You know, will it be okay? Will I get bored of being in here all the time? And then obviously, coming in on a weekend as well and using it as a pub. But no, it's been perfect, and it does kind of have that like authenticity feel to it now that we are a pub shed, home bar and beer lover podcast that is actually broadcast from a pub shed, and a small one as well, 6x8 foot here in Chapeltown, Sheffield. And it's just to sort of say, really, you don't need much space to do this, and to have your own little escape for whatever you want to use it for, whether it is like myself, podcasting, recording. I know there's people out there who use their home bars and pub shed spaces, or for anything really. It could be music recording, artwork, absolutely anything at all. It's about having your own escape and somewhere to go that's a bit different from the house, particularly if you don't get the chance to go out that much. Like I said, with people having kids and the cost of living crisis, we can't always be out constantly all the time. It is nice just to kind of have your own little space, and yeah, this is what I use mine for. And I'm so happy that I'm not just sort of sat in here talking to myself. There are actually people who listen, engage, get involved, and sort of like contribute and collaborate with the podcast. So it's just not my voice you hear; it's all sorts of people's voices.
There you go. In Bonnie, Scotland, lad. Okay.
finally crossed the border.
Can you smell that? Pink gin! I smell pink gin.
Pablo is being inappropriate and saying this is our parking space. It's not acceptable. Although that taller figure does have a distinct lack of hair. See, I told Pablo to put his sat-nav on, but he insisted on following a star. This is what happens. You end up at a classic pub shed. I told you to use your sat-nav.
Jesus Christ.
It's just the beginning of pub sheds. That's you, that, Pablo.
Too much hair.
Just like in a disco ball.
Hi everybody.
Hello!
We're just on the way to a mystery location. And we thought we'd do episode 2 of Pablo Disco Car. What other track is it with than this?
When the day is dawning on a Texas Sunday morning, how I long to be there with Marie, who's waiting for me there.
Sing along if you know the words.
Lonely city,
I craft the jackal.
where I hang my hat, ain't as half as pretty as where my baby's at. Is this the way to
Are we going to Amarillo?
Amarillo?
Where are you going?
Might be.
Hugging my pillow.
Dreaming dreams of Amarillo.
And sweet Jimbo waits for me.
Show me the way to Amarillo.
Right, Joe. Welcome to Pablo Disco Car.
Willow.
Episode 2.
Myself and Pablo just had a quality couple of days up in Glasgow. First time for me in Scotland as well. And obviously in Glasgow in particular, we had some great places. So, we've arrived. We're out. In fact, we're out. But where are we? Well, you need to do a bit of Googling to work out where we are. This is stop number 1. And yeah, we've got a bit of a plan. Doing a bit of tour, aren't we, Pablo?
We are. We're on a proper pub crawl.
Off we go.
Yeah, will you stop? Don't stay to wind back and disengage from your soul. While the big bad city will call your name in the clouds.
Alright, every night. Well, where are we? Pablo? Pablo!
Oh, yes, my friend. What a night that was.
What's going on?
Oh, fancy bumping into Tracy Cropper last night.
Where are we?
Tracy, get your kit on, love.
I thought we were staying in the premiering.
Oh, lad.
Board like a bird, speed bonny board like a bird on the wing, onward the sailors cry, carry the lad that's born to be king, over the sea to sky.
Alright everybody, this is the amazing accommodation that we are staying in. I don't know where Jimbo's gone. Might be Pony Celebrate or something. Beautiful Spears Wharf. Look at that. Have a look inside. All aboard. How nice is that? Stick your Premier Inns up your ass. I'm only joking. Quite often stay in Premier Inns. Look at that. Beautiful log burner. Great room. That living room, dining room, full on kitchen. And then hallway. It's like the TARDIS. But nice double room in here. We have family bathroom in here. And then we have, oh, what's this? Captain's quarters. Oh, what's this?
Scrub the decks. Go and get me a tin.
Aye, aye, Captain. The old sea dog.
Rosie and Jim, chugging along on the old front door. Rosie and Jim, and Neil, he steers the boat.
Last night with Rough Pablo. I think there's only bacon sandwiches in here.
Yeah.
So nice.
Starving.
Should we make some beer?
Yeah, let's go make some
Let's
beer.
go make some beer. So there we go, the big secret. Yeah, everyone thought it was that we're just having a night out in Glasgow, but we're here for a reason. Yeah, we're pleased to announce that we are doing our first podcast collaboration brew. And who better to do it with than a brewery that prominently features on our podcast, mainly because of the running joke of how Pablo says the name of the brewery. Overtone. So, the main man himself, the man who sorted it all out, there we go.
Yeah, it's been a long time in the making. We have Jimbo's on a spin. Around the world, around the world, around the world, around the world. Yeah, it's the little button on the top, don't press that. Yeah, so initially contacted Overtone on the 4th of July. Happy 4th of July, a long time ago. Just saying, look, we've got a podcast, I know you're aware of it, do you want to do a collaboration beer? I just thought they would tell us no, and then they unanimously said yes. So, yeah, it's been a massive secret to keep for months, sort of 20 weeks, but here we are. We sorted the brew date out about 6 weeks ago, I think, 4 weeks ago, and then we came up and we're going to brew it today with Daniel, with Dan, the head brewer. And we're going to have a, should we say what style the beer is?
I think we could say the style,
Yeah, 7% IPA. I'm not going to tell you what the hops are, I'm not going to tell you what the name is, but it's going to be a 7% IPA, and it's a full collab beer with Overtone and El Nodio, which is amazing.
And
so
people
yeah,
should be able to get it around sort of January time.
yeah, mid-January. So we're brewing now, obviously Christmas break. It will be out sort of 13th, 14th of January by the look of it. So yeah, it'll be in bars on keg, and it'll also be in cans, so you'll be able to get it off the web shop and get it ordered. Be a nice little pick me up for January. Everybody heads January, so there you go. Official beer club with Overtone.
Every week since pretty much maybe the second year into the podcast, we have a Friday song. So at the start of each episode we do a little introduction, and then bang, we play the Friday song, and we always keep that same song in every episode each year, across the year, so that people kind of build up that familiarity with it and it becomes their Friday anthem. So it might not be, we always try and pick songs that are a little bit under the radar. There might be songs that people have heard before but not often played on the radio or mainstream. So in the past we picked a song called the first one was the Honeycombs, Have I the Right? proper foot stomper of a sort of Mersey beat 60s song, and the drummer in that was a female drummer, which obviously in the 60s wasn't as often seen as what it is now. So that was brilliant. That was a great song, and people loved that. And then obviously when the new year comes, we change it, which, you know, is a bit sad because you kind of let go of your old Friday song. But then we picked something new. So then we had Bringing On Back the Good Times by Love Affair, which again, just a sort of great feel and vibe to the song, you know, about having, you know, the good times back on a Friday and all that kind of thing. So that really sort of hit home with people. People loved that. And then the recent year we've had a song by Jimmy Gilman and the Fireballs, which again, I'd never heard of this song before. This was probably the most underground one we chose. And again, it goes back to the kind of 60s, and it's called Sugar Shack. And the main reason we chose that is because the start of the lyrics is quite a bouncy track anyway, which fits sort of our style of that Friday song. But the opening lyrics sort of start with talking about going to a place that's made out of wood, and it's a sugar shack. It's an old sort of coffee hut sort of thing in America, but it talks about it being made out of wood, which is obviously what we talk about a lot with our pub sheds, having these wooden structures and kind of like home bar escapes in our back gardens. So that went down really well. And then we were obviously speaking with Overtone about this collab, and it was like, what are we gonna call the podcast beer? We knew we wanted, you know, we had to kind of go with what Overtone's sort of theme is, and that's by, you know, choosing a beer name that links back to a particular song. And we wanted to, you know, still do that and go with Overtone's kind of brand and style. And we were thinking for ages, what could we call it? Could we call it Sugar Shack? You know, could we call it something to do with, you know, myself being in Sheffield, Pablo in Northeast, and, you know, Pablo's Discos and all that? Could we call it Pablo Disco 2000 or something like that? We had some great ideas, but then we just thought, well, actually the beer comes out in January. That's when our first episodes are going to be out of the new year, and that's when we'll change the 2025 Friday Anthem. So we thought, we've got to change it, and we've got to have the name of the Friday Anthem, which is obviously always kept secret as well. We always keep it secret until that first episode. And one song that's kind of always been on my radar for choosing as a Friday song, and has kind of missed out a couple of times, just because it's got that real sort of bouncy, fun, happy sort of feel to it, is a song by, I think it was originally by Jimmy Bohorn, but one of the most popular versions that used to get played at like discos, and I don't know if you ever went to like football presentation nights or, you know, parties and stuff at kind of like working men's clubs and so on. But it was the Brendan version of Gimme Some.
And there's a tune you will undoubtedly have been tapping your toes to recently from Brendan, and it's called Gimme Some.
It's just a proper upbeat track. I remember people having some sort of dance move to it as well. I have to work out what that was. But it's brilliant, and I hope everyone enjoys it. And the other thing is that it's just the perfect name for a beer. To have on a pump clip or a can, Gimme Some. You can't go wrong, can you? Perfect. triple dry hopped. It's Cryo, Citra, Strata, and Luminosa. So yeah, Overtone have picked us out a real good hop profile there. I'm really looking forward to tasting it.
Overtone.
Overtone.
Overtone. Overtone.
Oh look, proper Scottish welcome. Good to see you.
Good day?
Yeah.
Excellent. Good.
Yeah,
Follow.
Not being a true Scottishman, though, are you?
Oh, definitely. One week for it.
Christ, Pablo, don't drop it. Pablo, don't drop anything. Don't drop anything near Cam. Here we go, the K52 MPD. In we go. Wow, look at this. Whoa. Alien radio's on. Way. Look at this. Smashing.
Yeah.
What a place.
Yeah, took you there. And then his phone died.
So we're having a launch party at the commercial pub in Chapeltown, which is my local pub. People will always hear me talking about it on the podcast. They've been very supportive of the podcast as well. And I love the pub. It's great. There's not many places that do cask beer like they do. And they've got a huge, immense selection of spirits and stuff as well, particularly the whiskies. So if anyone's a whiskey lover, check out the commercial. And they also do amazing food, proper home-cooked food, amazing chip butties. So they are very kindly hosting the exclusive launch. And I think it's a good thing to do as well, because obviously January in general isn't the easiest time for the pub and hospitality industry. So I'm really pleased that we can have an event at a pub in January when it might generally be a bit quieter event-wise in January. So it's on a Friday night, straight after the podcast is launched. So people will know the name of it when they get there, and they'll be able to ask for the beer. Again, gimme some. What a great name for a beer. So people will be able to get it, taste it at the commercial pub, and actually, visit the commercial pub itself, which is I talk about all the time. It really is a great pub. Hopefully we're going to see lots of people there from the community, some local people, but people from all over the UK as well.
Cool.
Video review. I ain't done any of them yet. I'm just rubbish at it.
No, I can't do whiskies or stuff. Yeah, I brought them.
Well, I went down there on a 12.
Everybody say hello.
Yeah, by the sound of it,
I can't believe it takes a card. Yes. Here we go. Looking good.
It's almost like you've done this before.
Please.
Are we doing it now?
Go on, Jimbo.
It's a winner.
We happy? Cheers. Cheers.
No, he's got it. Look at that.
Go on, sorry.
What a cloth.
That is good. That is good.
Luckily enough,
What do you reckon?
It's not as good as Tennant's.
What do you reckon, eh?
Cracking point, really good.
beautiful.
How is it?
I love it.
Nice.
I've got another one coming.
What you got a pint of?
A bit of gimme some.
Who's it by?
Overtone.
Awful. Worst pint I've ever had.
Oh, typical.
Love it.
I am so glad. This is such
You
a
like
good
it though,
It
really?
is amazing. Yeah, it's really good.
Kev,
See ya.
Fruity, juicy, tank.
cheers.
The winner.
Jimbo and Pablo Disco Ball have traveled very far to bring this beer to him. Yeah, come on, give me some. Give me some. Give me some of this lovely beer. That's the only verse I know, so I can make it up. The triple is very good. It tastes just like it should. It's very danky and it's very sweet. And everybody here is getting pissed on it. Give me some, yeah, yeah. Give me some. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Give me some of this lovely beer. Yeah, bang the tables, come on. Give me some. Give me some. Give me some. Of this lovely beer. Right, I'm doing it now. So we are here at the Comedy Club. It's very
Thanks to the Commie. I know they'll be amazing hosts. Thank you to Overtone for the opportunity and for putting your faith and trust in us to collab with us and making us so welcome on the brew day and for brewing what will be an amazing beer. Thank you to the community, our listeners, contributors. Without the people listening, engaging with us, supporting us, we wouldn't have people to brew this beer for. And doing the podcast, it's really, really important to me. It keeps me ticking and it makes me happy as well. So thank you for, continuously supporting the podcast. Really, really appreciate it. And I've got to say as well, obviously a huge thank you to Pablo Disco Bar, who, it's his sort of passion and love for Overtone as a brewery. And the fact that we've kind of got this joke on the podcast that, he's Overtone Pabs because, how he says Overtone in his accent, people even thinking it was in Newcastle because of it being associated with Pablo so much. We've got to thank Pablo for sorting it, because, you know, without his sort of involvement and, you know, and everything he does for the podcast as well, there's no way that this would have happened. So thank you so much, Pablo Disco Bar UK. Legend.
Give me some. Give me some. Give me some of your sweet love. Oh, I need it. Oh, I need it every day. Oh, I said your love, I need it everywhere. Oh, baby, give me some. Give me some. Give me some of your sweet love.
There you go.